Alright, here we are for round 2. We're playing against blue-red Faeries, of course, because we're playing against Kung Fu Trees. He never plays any other deck, and he plays like 100 leagues a day with this deck. It's the same one all the time. This hand's pretty decent. We're on the draw, so we're going to get a 1-drop countered by a Spell Stutter Sprite. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. Unless we play this Ravenous Rats, maybe I'll play that. So I imagine this is a really bad matchup if we don't stick a turn 1 Tortured Existence, because we're never going to be able to resolve one probably. But you never know, you might run out of counter spells and stuff, you might tap out for Seagate Oracle or something. This matchup is probably a little better than regular Delver. The removal spells are terrible against us, and they're not quite as efficient as regular Delver. Delver's normally pretty annoying for Tortured Existence. Like, they can just kill you before you can kill their stuff with the Crypt Rats and stuff like that. Alright, got a Ponder, so kind of a slow start for the blue-red Delver deck. Okay, Fairy. That means I can drop my Vessel. Hopefully I draw TE. Nope, just that. So, let's play this Vessel. And I'm just going to play this Sanitarium Skeleton. There's no real reason not to. I already have a lot of, like, I've got 2 brown scales and stuff to get things back from my graveyard already. Let's see if we get hit by a ninja here. Crypt Rats will be normally pretty decent against the Delver decks. Augur Bolas. See what he hits. Usually hit with this deck. Definitely hit because he's looking. Otherwise they'd already be done. Must have hit multiples because it's taking him a little while to figure it out. Gotta decide what he wants. Should definitely be counter magic if he has an option. Okay, Gush. This is gonna get a mountain. Hopefully we hit a Tortured Existence. I'm gonna play this because if I hit a Tortured Existence off of this Vessel, I really want to play it. Could have resolved Crypt Rats, but they have Bolt, so it's not great. These cards are okay. I really want this Rot Farm, I guess. None of them were amazing. Alright, so we got a Froggy. Unfortunately, since I have this Frog, there's some consideration to this Thorn, but the problem is we can't reliably Fog every turn, and our opponent has Flyers, and they're going to hit us. So, if he plays a Ninja, I think I will sacrifice my Frog here. Alright, didn't. Gonna hold up Counterspell. I'm gonna play a Crypt Rats just so he can't Spell Stutter it, although now I'm tempted to play the Ravenous Rats. He plays 1 Daze in his list, and I really don't want to get hit by that Daze on my Tortured Existence. That would be so annoying. I'm gonna play the Ravenous Rats, see what he does. Should probably just let it resolve, to be honest. Yeah, and he will. So then I'm gonna play my Golgari Rot Farm. Bolt. It's a smart discard. It's not very good against us. So this way I get to hopefully play my Crypt Rats and my Tortured Existence next turn and get my Crypt Rats down. Or get my TE down. But we'll see. He'll be able to hold up Spell Stutter and Counterspell. Our opponent's winning on the board, so unfortunately he's not going to have to cast anything else for the rest of the game. And he probably won't until I cast stuff, so I'm actually going to run out some of these brown scales. My guess will be Kung Fu Trees will not cast another spell until he has to, so... Mike still can't attack. Augur Bolas, Skyman Lockdown, he gets to Gush. So, a lot of times I try to play stuff into their draw spells, so that they have to counter it, and then they can't cast their draw spell. But that's not really what I want to do here. Okay, now we can start getting in a little bit. Attack! Take one, sucker. I'm just gonna play another brown scale. Don't care if he counters it. I'd love it if he countered it, to be honest, but I'm sure he won't. Because it's not a spell that matters. See what he has left right now. Okay, bolt for our brown scale is not a big deal. Although apparently that was a little scary to him, so I think I'll dredge it back and grab it again. He's running a little low on cards. They don't play a ton of card advantage in their deck. However, if he gets another Fairy Miscreant, we might be in trouble. Another Augur is not scary. He did get to put something on top of Brainstorm though, so he knows he's hitting. Daze though is not a real spell. Delver. Okay. I think we're gonna get him here. Probably gonna be able to resolve both, to be honest. So I'm gonna quick pull up his list, I think. You guys give me 1 second here. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna pull up the list. He plays the same list over and over, so let's pull it up. So I don't think he's got anything like ooh, it got cheaper. It looks like he must have gone down. He must have gone down a Gorilla Shaman. Get down to just 2, so he doesn't have any counter spells that can hit either of our threats, so we're good to go here. Yes, I will dredge, thank you. I'll play out Forest, play a Crypt Rat. Yeah, unless he changes his list, he's not running like an Essence Scatter or anything. Also not running, well, okay, so he can't counter this with Spell Stutter, but he can counter our Tortured Existence, sort of. Thing is, with the Crypt Rats in play, he won't be able to counter it. So, I think we'll be able to resolve our Tortured Existence here. Yeah, so he doesn't have a way to kill our Crypt Rats and counter with Spell Stutter. It was possible we would have to worry about a bolt on our Crypt Rats with this on the stack, and then he'd be able to hit us, but not something we have to worry about. Things are looking good this game. I can start kind of suiciding in with some of these creatures that I want to die. Yeah, I think maybe he's like hoping I don't know the interaction or something, but I do. Don't worry. I'm gonna do it for 2 to get our skeleton into the graveyard. Because I don't wanna... He only runs 1 days, so I don't really care about playing around double days. But that's maybe something I would have normally considered doing that, especially since I saw him have 1 days in his hand. But I'm not worried about it here. I'm gonna set a stop for my upkeep. I'm gonna put this brown scale in the graveyard. I'm gonna get back the Crows and Tusker, I think, just to get some more value. Okay, here comes a ninja. It's probably had that for a while. Maybe I will get back. Maybe I'll get back the Spore Frog. So I'll be able to block this next turn with my brown scale, unless he kills it. Augur's back. Dude, it finds a Scred. Okay, that can kill anything. Upkeep. Let's go ahead and get back the Crypt Rats. I'm sure he's going to counter it. Do I have enough mana to play it twice? Not really. But as long as we're gaining 2 a turn, it's probably not going to be able to burn us out or anything like that. Okay, Crypt Rats. I'm sure this is going to eat a counterspell, but you never know. Nope, it didn't. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I can kill the ninja. I can block an augur. I can actually, like, I can block the augur, both augurs, which I think I will do. Just go ahead and block both of these. And we'll do this for 2. Then we can F6. Gonna kill one of them, lose our brown scale, dredge back our brown scale. Just trying to whittle through his creatures. Unfortunately, almost every creature in his deck is a 2-for-1. At least all these Bolus augurs are. So it is going to be tough for us to actually get through them all, but we'll get through them eventually. Gosh. He's going to have to discard unless he plays out a Delver or something. This is actually still a pretty close game. Our opponent could probably counter everything we play for the rest of the game and we would lose. So we'll see if that happens or not. Let's go ahead and get back. So our opponent's tapped out of red. So I can get this Spore Frog and get back the... Let's get back a Grave Scrabbler. Let's do that. It's a little cheaper than some of the other stuff to get back. Alright, discard the Grave Scrabbler. See if he counters this. Okay, I'm getting back the Crypt Rats, and let's get back Satyr Wayfinder, I think. No, I'll get back a Spore Frog. Yeah, Spore Frog. So my guess is that our Spore Frog will get Spell Stuttered. But whatever. Not worried about that. Didn't flip, so that's good for us. Probably drew that island. Well, I don't know if he drew that island actually. If there's a ninja here. Yep. Interesting, he keeps tapping out of red every turn. So we haven't found our second Crypt Rats yet. Let's see what I want to actually play next turn. What I really want to play is double Crypt Rats. I think I'm actually going to get the Crows and Tusker back so I can start getting some value. Gonna dredge the brown scale. Okay. So first the Crypt Rat's gonna get countered. No, didn't get countered. In that case, I'm gonna pass the turn. Let's stop in my opponent's upkeep. Don't really care if they flip this Delver or not. Okay, they're shuffling. They didn't like that card on top. Let's go ahead, just pop all this stuff for 3. They shouldn't have any answer to this. They have a Vapor Snag in their deck, so he could pick up one thing. Probably would pick up an Augur if he was going to pick something up. In cost. Vapor Snag and a Fairy Miscreant. Must have another one in hand. So you can see just through all these Crypt Rats, we're getting to the point where we're just killing our opponent with damage anyway. But they do have Bolts in their deck. They have 2 left. So something to be careful of. Yeah, I'll dredge the brown scale again. Let's go ahead and get back our Cryptorats. The unfortunate thing is that he can now spell stutter our Cryptorats, but can't really stop that at any point. I'm sure he has one because he's only played one. Which is certainly why I saved this Fairy Miscreant. I just don't know what to do besides just running into that sort of thing, though. I'm going to cycle this Crows and Tusker first, though. They'll still have a black up. After I play the Cryptorats, we'll get a Swamp. Gonna get back a Brown Scale again. We still have a lot of time. We still have a lot of cards left in our deck. So this is getting hit by a Spell Stutter, obviously. Then he's gonna pick up the Spell Stutter with a Ninja next turn. And he's gonna have Spell Stutter up again. No, he didn't do that. Interesting. So I should be able to cast Cryptorats twice this turn, so we'll see if he has double counter spells for it. Ooh, Fume Spitter, that's a nice one. I can start mowing stuff down. Doesn't mow quite as well as Cryptorats, so getting countered. Yep. But I do have the mana to do it twice now. I'm going to be able to Cryptorats twice every turn, and this is probably the last turn I'll be able to counter it twice. I'm guessing we'll still get countered this turn, but I suspect next turn he won't be able to double counter us. Okay, that's a good play. I finally got value out of that Daze, so he'll be able to kill our Cryptorats with a Bolt. That's cool. Yeah, he still got the Scred in there. So the worst thing for us would be if he top decked a Ninja. He obviously didn't have one last turn, otherwise he would have played it. Dude, he decides to do. We are getting pretty far ahead on time, so that's another consideration to make. Okay. Cryptorats. Discard Brown Scale. Play the Cryptorats. Actual Factual Counterspell. So, don't have enough mana to actually use the Cryptorats, so he's going to be able to Scred it again. It's possible I should have gone ahead and gotten another land at some point here. Confident he has another Scred. The deck plays 3, I think. Let me see what he plays for Screds. Just 2 Screds. He's got 1 more Scred, 2 more Lightning Bolts in his deck. What he has here? Looks like a Gush, yep. It's the only thing that costs 2 mana. Like, it's the only thing that costs 2 mana, the only thing you'd ever tap 2 mana for. Your main phase to cast. Delver, that must mean he has an answer to the Cryptorats, otherwise he wouldn't run out the Delver, I don't think. Just, I wouldn't do that. A Ninja. Okay. Okay, he's got the Bolt. Brown Scale. Cryptorats. So he top decked a Gush into a Ninja plus presumably a counterspell here, which is pretty insane. Yeah, pretty insane top decks there to get them both. Yeah, I'm out of creatures at this point, so I gotta get back to Sanitarium Skeleton. Finally ran out of Brown Scales. Which is pretty brutal. Can't believe we're gonna lose this game, but he basically drew kind of like the perfect 2 there. But to be honest, I thought he was gonna have better 2 before that. The reason I did that was so, as long as this isn't a counterspell, we should probably be okay. Reason I did that was so that I don't have to get burned out. Okay, Fairy Miscreant, Preordain. How many counterspells does he have left? He's played 1. I know he's played 2. 1, No, that's it. Alright, so we're gonna lose, I think, then. Because I'm pretty sure he's gonna have multiple counterspells here. Well, there's our second Crypt Rats, which we could have used earlier. But now it doesn't matter. Let's see, he's only attacking me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a turn, and I can actually gain 10 a turn, so it's possible I shouldn't even be worrying about these Crypt Rats. This one gets countered, I'm just going to gain 6 life. Ugh. Yeah, I think I punted this at some point. It's possible I shouldn't have even tried to resolve this Crypt Rats ever in this game. I probably should have just been gaining like 8 life a turn and cycling a Crozen Tusker every turn. But I didn't do that. I got maybe a little too greedy, almost for sure. Okay. Yeah, so that's something that's interesting, like 10 turns ago I should have done that. I'm gonna die to a double bolt probably. Oh, he has only got 1 bolt left in his deck. I think we can make that same play again, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 only. Yeah, so I should be able to gain enough. Back to Crypt Rats. I'm not even sure I should even do that. What does he have for counterspells? He's played only 1. Is that the only one he's played the whole time? Yeah, I don't see any others, so I think actually I'm just going to gain a bunch of life with my brown scales this turn, and then attacking me for 9. I can gain 8 plus get a Crozen Tusker back and use it, so maybe I'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Should have probably done this from the beginning because I think we could probably mill this guy. Simply because he's almost out of cards already. Get back. Brown scale, gain 2 more life. Where's our other brown scale at? There he is. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure that we need to resolve any more spells this game to win. So maybe I shouldn't even try to. This way I can just F6, so let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty. Island's gone. Missed again. Can't believe he keeps missing on this Delver. Like, where are all his counter spells? Yep, Ninja. So, problem for our opponent here is that they are going to run out of cards, I think, if they keep using these ninjas. Because I'm only going down 2 cards a turn, and he's going down like 5. And I don't think there's a way for him to speed up his clock enough to get me. Alright. Let's go ahead and Crozen Tusker, the brown scale. Draw the brown scale. Okay. Brown scale, discard brown scale. So our opponent's just going to run out of cards at this point. I don't think he plays Deep Analysis. That's the only thing you have to worry about. Doesn't usually play it. So after this, I'm probably gonna might not dredge these anymore. I might just only swap them around. What am I gonna get back here? Let's get back a Spore Frog. I don't think I have any. I don't think I have my last. I don't have my last brown scale in there anywhere, do I? Doesn't look like it. So let's just do that. I guess I get back my fume spitter. No, I'm gonna get back a spore frog. Okay, so I'm pretty far up on my opponent on time, but I gotta be careful not to just screw around too much here at the end. I think I am still gonna dredge probably this turn. Alright, so even though I think I made a misevaluated the matchup earlier, I think the strategy will work now. Because now I can gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can gain 14 a turn. He's attacking me for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So he's attacking me for 16. But the problem is his ninjas draw him 2 cards if he actually attacks with them. And he's down to 6 in his deck. So I think he's got 2 or 3 of his counterspells in his hand probably, but that's not going to be enough to do it. Yep, down to 7. Remember we saw his lightning bolts in the graveyard. He's already used 3 of them, so he's only got 1 left. So we don't have to worry about that. Oh wait, are these a May? Oh, it is a May. Interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and start playing out a Spore Frog every turn, maybe 2. Now that I've kind of ended up with extra cards in my deck, or extra cards in my hand. Let's go ahead and get that Spore Frog back too. So he'll be able to kill some of these, but whatever. You can probably kill both of these with Screds or something. But he's not going to have even close to lethal on this attack. Anyway. This is a really cool game, really interesting. I mean, I think I screwed up somewhere, but it's not looking like it's going to punish me with a loss or anything. I think I'm still going to win this game. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. I take 0. Go ahead and gain a lot. Luckily, the new Magic Online thing lets me always yield to these, even if they're from a different object. So that makes this deck a lot easier to play. Much better. Much better. So this match is probably going to come down to timing out, because we're both under half our time and it's still the first game. But it's hard to say if that's actually what's going to happen. Okay, you decided to concede. Alright. We won game 1 in a grueling slugfest. Go ahead and get that record updated. Game record 1-0. Okay. Let's go to the sideboard. So Duress and Fume Spit are both pretty good. Ravenous Rats is okay. A lot of these cards are okay. Like Knot of the Bone's okay. He's not really a burn deck, but he's like sort of a tempo deck. Liliana Spectre I think is probably great in this matchup. Scred actually makes this Gurmag Angler a lot worse. See what we have that's bad before I get too crazy on what I want to bring in. I don't want to bring any of these in. Those look horrible. Those look just terrible. So I definitely want to bring in the Spectres. That's what I want to bring in the most. See what he has. I'm gonna quick check his sideboard. So he's got Electrickery, so I don't want to overextend my Spore Frogs. Doesn't have. Whoa, he's only got 3 counterspells in main deck. Interesting. Move 1 to the sideboard. That's an interesting decision. He doesn't have anything scary. No graveyard hate, so don't have to worry about that at all. Keep kicking over my water. Definitely want the Crypt Rats. Fume Spitter is pretty nice. I think I would say I definitely want that. I don't know if I really need all 4 brown scales. Phyrexian Rager, not that good. Doesn't really do anything. Kind of blocks, but not really. Do really want these Duresses. I can live without the Gnaw to the Bone or the extra Ravenous Rat, but I do want these Duresses in, I think. Some of these, so like Grave Scrabbler's kind of value, but the 2/2 doesn't do anything. The body is pointless. Let's go ahead, cut 1 Imp, and then 1 Scrabbler. Alright, gonna have to play really fast this game. We are ahead by 1.5 minutes, but we have to stay ahead by 1.5 minutes, and that's tough with our deck. Alright. Okay, I'm just gonna... this is interesting if I want to play around days or not. Because I can just jam this Tortured Existence now, and he only has 1 days in this whole deck. I'm gonna go for it. See if I'm gonna get hit, see if he's fetching. Nope. Okay, so he has no way to get Tortured Existence off the table. He doesn't run anything like Echoing Decay, doesn't run any, really anything at all that can hit this. See if he plays Delver. Okay, we're gonna pop that with a Fume Spitter. This is a great start for us. He didn't have a daze last turn, so I assume he doesn't have one now. Yeah, our opponent's in big trouble this game. Doesn't have the fast start from last time. I do have to draw 1 more land though. If I don't draw any more lands, I might be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, so we really need to draw a 3rd one. But once we hit a 3rd one, we'll be okay. I'll eventually be able to get more. Just gonna get Fume Spitter back this turn. Gonna discard this skeleton. Play the Fume Spitter. Yeah, Fume Spitter is really awesome against basically all manner of Delver decks. Dude, he plays Stormbound Geist, a little annoying, but it's not that good against us. Alright, we got our 3rd land. So now we can really start grinding him out. I'm gonna run out this Crypt Rats first. So I think, I don't know if you can still do this, but there's like the one like scumbag trick where you could keep Crypt Ratting for 0 over and over, and you couldn't auto yield to it. All you could do was F6, and then like if you did it on their turn, they couldn't cast anything if they F6'd, so it was pretty dumb. It was like super scummy, so don't do that, but I think you can, I don't know if you can still do that or not. People used to do that to me when I played Teachings. Like I had to play Teachings and I couldn't count, like I had to hold up Counterspell, I couldn't just F6. So I had to keep F2ing over and over and over and over and over. Really annoying. Okay, so our opponent's getting ahead on cards, getting ahead on board, but probably not going to last forever that way. Got a Geist and a Fairy Miscreant. We do have a Crypt Rats in our graveyard, but I can only do it for 1. I'm going to dredge this Imp. I want to find any of my like creatures that find land. I think we might want to get this Spectre. That actually seems like a nice card to get. Yeah, I can only Crypt Rats for 1, so I think I'm actually just gonna get the Spectre and play the Spore Frog. So let's get rid of the skeleton. Maybe I should have gotten rid of my dredgers. Alright. Paper Snag, indeed not very good. So I'm going to block the Ninja with this Spectre. And if my opponent doesn't want to do anything about it, then I won't Spore Frog. I'll just take 3. I'm perfectly content to take 3. I'd actually like to draw some land, so okay. I'm gonna go ahead and block this. Yep, comes back. Augur, pretty strong here. Lightning Bolt, it's good against our Spore Frog. I'm just gonna draw naturally. I'd like to draw land, so go ahead and do that. Ask and ye shall receive. So let's go ahead and am I gonna cast any creatures this turn? I don't think so. I think all I'm gonna do is, yeah, I'm gonna get back the Sanitarium Skeleton and use that to get back our Crypt Rats. Fortunately, it's gonna be pretty tough to resolve that thing. Just like last game, where it was pretty tough to resolve it. Alright, skeleton back. Let's go ahead and put our brown scale in the graveyard. Put our skeleton back in the graveyard. I'm going to dredge the brown scale, gain some life, because I don't expect any of my stuff to resolve this turn. There's a Satyr Wayfinder, that was what I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Crypt Rats. It's going to get countered. Probably by Spell Stutter. I'm going to play the Spore Frog. I expect that will also get countered, but you never know. Yep. Okay. We can afford to take a couple hits from this stuff at this point. Fortunately, it means he's going to draw another card, so our opponent does have 8 hard counters in their deck. They've used 2. Gosh, that's a good draw for them. Very Miscreant, probably like one of the best cards in this spot because they have a couple extra mana and it doesn't cost them a card, it's a freebie. Delver. Alright, let's go ahead and get back this Satyr Wayfinder. And get back the brown scale. Discard the Stinkweed Imp. Okay. And then I'm gonna dredge the Imp. Okay, we found our Crozen Tusker, so that's a good start. So we're probably going to try to get into the same position as before of last game, where I'm gaining more life than they can attack for. Although I'm not in great shape here. Let's go ahead and get a Spore Frog back. The good thing about Spore Frog is it's so cheap. So like I can cast it a couple times in a turn. Definitely more times than I can cast a, so he's going to bolt this probably, but I can cast this more times in a turn than I can cast the other things. Satyr Wayfinder. You can only do so many, you can only counter so many things. He's only got 4 mana thanks to the Gush. One of his cards at least is an island. Hopefully we hit a land here. Swamp is a great hit. Also means I can just play another Spore Frog. And that is what I'm going to do. Here I gain 2 life. We are running into days, but I don't care. Didn't really count. I assume our opponent doesn't have lethal here. Even with another Spell Stutter. They're gonna have to kill my Spore Frog. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we are actually dead here. Nothing I could have really done there, I don't think. Guess we're going to 1. He doesn't have anything to do. Yep. Down to 1. Does he have a bolt? So, kind of drew exactly the combination of stuff he needed there. Which, not a big surprise, he drew a ton of cards, so not a big surprise there at all. None of our cards, none of these cards are that good. Maybe I do want Gnaw to the Bone. The problem is, I can't resolve any spells in this matchup, basically. I spent a little too long without finding our Crows and Tusker there, and he got a little too much power out too fast. And I only had 1 brown scale instead of 2. If I had 2, I could have probably won that game, but before, with only 1 of them, I can only gain 1 life for every 2 mana, or 2 life for every 2 mana, so not as good. I think I maybe messed up that plan. I should have maybe just cast a Fume Spitter every turn. But it wasn't as good once he got the Ninja in play. Okay, this hand kind of sucks. This hand's pretty bad, but it's got some stuff. I think I'll keep it. Doesn't have any way to find Tortured Existence, which is why it's not a good hand. But I can get, I don't know, I've got some spells to cast and a lot of mana, which is important. Muna's a good draw. I'll play that. Hopefully don't get hit by Daze again. Alright, Tortured Existence it is. So, opponent's gonna have to hold up Counterspell like most of the rest of the time if he wants to counter this, so casting a Delver. So he doesn't care about the Tortured Existence, thinks he can grind through it. She did last game, so maybe he can. But I'm not playing into Daze, so let's go ahead and do that. And then play the Spore Frog. Let's stop my upkeep. Fortunately, I have a lot of lands this game, so that's a good start for me. Flip to a Bolt. Okay. This type of thing needs to get through my Spore Frog. An Augur. Okay, just gonna have 6 here. So I'm gonna put the brown scale in our graveyard and then pick up this Spectre. Cast that. I'm gonna dredge the brown scale. So this game we have a little more land than we have in the past couple games, which is really helpful. Once you get Tortured Existence and a bunch of lands, you just bury your opponent. But you really need to have like 8 mana some games. Because your stuff costs a lot of mana. You could see it last game where our spells cost so much more than our opponents that even though we had more mana than them, it didn't matter because we could still only cast the same number of spells as them each turn. So I assume he's going to bolt our Spectre, but we'll just get it back and cast it again next turn. Again, I'm going to stop on our upkeep because I'm going to get this back again. I'm sure it's going to die, though. There's no way, well, he might not attack, but there's no way that, yeah, there's pretty much no way that that's going to live. Opponent's missing land drops, so it's going to be tough for them to get out of this one. Just going to take 4. Not worried about that. Very not worried about that either. Oh, that's supposed to be in the upkeep. Alright, upkeep. Get back the Spectre, discard the brown scale. Dredge the brown scale. Alright, we gain 2 life. I'm gonna play the Spectre out. We're getting dazed. Daze would be pretty annoying. Gush looking for Daze. Okay, no Daze. Not a big fan of Daze on the draw, but oh, Gush to discard an island, that makes sense. Not a big fan of Daze on the draw, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It's just so important to hit this Tortured Existence and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I'll trade with the Fairy. Yeah, okay, I'll trade with the Insect, if that's an option. See if I'm getting spreaded. Looks like I'm getting bolted. Okay. 5 damage isn't that much, so I think I'll probably let that happen. It's going to be attacking for more than 5 later, so another Augur. Let's use both those things. So we found a counterspell, but I'm not going to have it for this turn. So go ahead and get that again. Kind of want to draw a land this turn, so I think I might not dredge this. Yeah, I'm not going to dredge that. Okay, we drew another brown scale. It's twice that's happened to me. Alright. So our opponent's down to 4 minutes. At some point, I might just start getting back Sakura Tribe Elder every turn. I will block the fairy again, like I said last time. I guess I'm blocking that. Okay, blocking the fairy. Must not have a burn spell if he's not willing to attack with the insect. Opponent can't spend this much time on each attack. Gonna run out of time. This will make their spell stutters a lot worse, which is why I really want to do this. Relic is pretty annoying. That's a new addition to the sideboard. That's pretty annoying. It's like not very good in Pauper, I don't think, but it's really good against us, of course. So yeah, I think I'll let him hit our graveyard right now if he wants. But you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't pop this normally. Because like when I go to Tortured Existence, he'll be able to hit me again. So let's go ahead and dredge the brown scale. Now I have 2 brown scales, so I am willing to go ahead and discard one of them to the Fume Spitter. Doesn't mean we're gonna lose both of these. We're gonna lose that stuff. Nope. Okay, he's got a spell stutter then. Or he has exactly a counterspell, I know, but okay. So it's gonna make us use that. We're gonna get rid of our commune. End of turn, I'm gonna try to get back our skeleton. He's probably gonna pop it. I'm just gonna go here and then hit the insect. Might pick it up with a ninja. No. Okay, let's see if he's gonna go for that now. This is probably about when you should pop it. Yep. Alright. We drew a Crypt Rats, but we know he has a counterspell, so I'd rather commune. Okay, another Spectre is a nice draw. This one's gonna hit the counter, which that is fine. So we were pretty fortunate here to we had our 2 most important cards. So these are our 2 grindy cards, and we had both of them in our hand and 2 like in our graveyard. Just gonna pop this frog. 4 is kind of the biggest attack he's attacked with so far. Let's go ahead and get back the Spore Frog. Okay, we'll gain some life. And let's toss out that Spore Frog. No, so I'm going to toss out the Crypt Rats, which is going to eat a counter probably. Yep. But Spore Frog, hopefully he doesn't have exactly Spell Stutter and Counterspell, but he does. He's got it all. So pretty unfortunate that Kung Fu Trees, like since yesterday, added Relica Progenitus to his sideboard. I don't know what he was losing to that made him want to do that. Maybe he's been playing a lot of Tron or something. Most decks don't really use their graveyard. Okay, see if we get hit by a ninja here. Nope, no ninjas. Okay, tough spot. I think we'll get back. Can't really get back anything that matters. So Crypt Rats would be the best thing to resolve, but I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think either of them are gonna work. Okay, okay, that was good. So he's only attacking us for 5, and I can gain like 8 life a turn. So I'm officially off casting spells into his mana. Yep. So I don't want to drop down that low, so I'm gonna quick do some swaps. This is looking pretty good. Even if he's able to kill us, I think he's gonna run out of time before he can actually do it. Unless he's got like a Fairy Macabre too. That would be insane. If he had Fairy Macabre here and hit both of them, that would really get me. But that seems like a lot of commitment. Like already the relic is kind of a lot. Let's see if we lost both of our. We lost our Secure Tribe Elder, but we didn't lose all of our creatures that get us land. Okay, probably a decent time to just run out the rat here. I can still gain some life. Okay. We're only gonna take 2 damage here after we block. Let's go ahead and just hit this for 1. See if we get ninja'd. Nope, didn't get ninja'd. Oh, now we did. We could have done that to save one at like his spell stutter. That's interesting. Could have probably done that. So it's pretty crazy that we're ahead on time because our deck is way more click heavy than his, but he does have probably, I don't know if he has more decisions than us, but he has a lot of decisions to make, so I understand that it took him a long time to play. As long as this isn't just another relic. Seems pretty crazy that he would spend 2 spots on another relic, but you never know. Okay, get back our brown scale. Yeah, so he's taking a little too long here. Like, he should F6 his turn, but he's taking a couple seconds, unless he's just conceding to me right now. Just dredge this. See if we can always yield to that. Found the Crows and Tusker. It's a nice one. Actually, go ahead and get that. Alright. Cyclone. Yes, get a swamp, play the swamp. Dredge my brown scale. Swamp. Okay. So we don't care if we're taking damage every turn. He's only dealing us 4. Don't care if he draws a card. Don't care if he draws 2 cards. I'm gonna go grab a Spore Frog, I guess, at the end of turn. Nah, just grab the Crows and Tusker again. Got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks like we got him. We did it. We timed out Blue-Red Delver, which should probably never happen with this deck, but you have to play really fast with this deck, and I warned you guys about it. So, all right, we are 2-0. Let's move on to round 3.